Capricorn, EverlongMystic here. So I'm going to get you a message today, and it's going to be based on this quote or an excerpt from William Butler Yeats. So the card that I picked for you is, let's see, it says, "We have fed the heart on fantasies. The heart's grown brutal from the fare." So, kind of reminds me of just not being grounded and kind of hurting ourselves by expecting too much. So it may have to do with expectations, because if you are feeding yourself with fantasies, there's that realistic component that's missing. You know what I mean? Ooh, the devil. So this is what we're reading on for you, Capricorn. Something about feeding your heart on fantasies and it having some kind of negative effect somehow. So what does Capricorn really need to know about this? Alright, so we have the Five of Wands here. There's a certain beauty in this conflict, though. It's a culmination of something. Huh. I mean, I can see that every stem or every branch of this flower, as you add more fantasy, it could culminate into this kind of like circle of delusion a little bit. But it's very beautiful. It's like very, and it's funny that the devil came out when I picked up the deck, because it can be addictive. Fantasy can be very addictive, and it can be very beautiful and tempting as well. All right, this is starting out very, very interesting. All right, so what do we have here? Oops, Ten of Swords. So we've got like a culmination of something here, something that is fantasy based. And I want to say it's expectations. I'm just getting expectations from this here. So a culmination of some kind of expectation based on not 100% reality. And it's basically it's culminating and it's leading to kind of like a rude awakening. Not the kind of awakening that we like to experience. But it's somehow beneficial because the Ten of Swords, it's ending something, right? So it could very well be something that needs to end, like some kind of flashpoint that happens. Wait a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10th sword is at the bottom here. It's actually not piercing you. I wonder if the 10th sword is that flashpoint or that kind of rude awakening. It's like this build up here has to occur with these gold swords. And here it's like this streamline, these four swords here are like, that's the fantasy. It's like this is the fantasy, this is the build up, and it leads to what could very well be a sort of truth. Huh. Man, I like the way they did that in that card. Alright, so we have the King of Wands here. And I feel like this King of Wands has found something. It's kind of like this I see. It's like he's holding up this flower and saying I see. And this flower here is not the same flower as this. So, because it's the marigold. This is the marigold tarot. This is not marigold. So I almost wonder if the marigold is the truth. It's like holding up like this, like he's holding up this sword of truth after this kind of fantasy delusion ends. I see it. I mean, when I first laid it down, I thought the words like I see it. Here it is, I see it. You know, it's weird. It's like he's holding up this thing. I see it. This is the one, right? This is it. And then, but here it's like this King of Wands actually had to discern which one it was from this whole big patch of them. It's like the same similar looking flowers all over. And he's just surrounded, like waist deep in this, right? But he found the one. Wow, the moon. So it's like there's unknown. It's almost like it's like there's no way you could have known what the right one was because it was obscured from you. So I don't know that, like, I honestly don't know that you could have actually prevented this situation here. It's almost like you were somehow led to that fantasy. You were meant to feed yourself with it so that you can become somewhat deluded somehow. Because that's the only way to extract this sort of truth here for you to find and see and hold up. It's like it was all kind of kept from you in the shadows somehow. This moon. Because it's weird, I'm just seeing this, I don't know, it looks like a dog or something, a skull, but I'm just seeing, it looks like he's wearing sunglasses. Like he's wearing his sunglasses at night. Which is a very cool song. But yeah, it's like it's bad enough, it's dark enough at night, but if you add sunglasses to it, there's no way you could have seen this coming. Like it was just a course of events that you were meant to go through. I'm hoping that we get some cups here because it says the heart's grown brutal from the fair. It's like this kind of like puts you through the ringer a little bit, and I'm just wondering what kind of cups are gonna come out. So I feel like there's some kind of mending on the way. More wands. 8 of Wands. So, this is making peace with it. I'm just seeing these as olives, like olive branch. It's like a peace offering, right? But it's quick. It's like you're quick to make peace with this. It's like you're able to see this for what it is, what it's done to you, and you're very quick to make peace with it. There's definitely some soul growth going on here, Capricorn. The cards are being very particular too, because like this deck normally, it has just pop outs all the time, pop, 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 pop. But it's like, it feels like it's being very specific for just you. It's being particular. There we go. Beautiful. Nine of Cups. So we have the Nine of Cups. That's one of the best cups. I mean, besides Ten of Cups, that's Ace of Cups, I guess. But Nine of Cups, yeah, that's really awesome because we've got this Eight of Wands, which is really quick acceptance, making peace with this whole ordeal, right? And I think it's a lot easier and quicker peacemaking with it just internally because you did find this sort of truth within this rude awakening somehow, and you're able to like hold it up, inspect it, and go, yeah, I didn't realize this before, and it's kind of all making sense now. So you make that quick peace, and then you're able to get closer to healing that brutal heart. You know what I mean? The heart's grown brutal from the fair, because this, it was hard to deal with. You made peace, and now you're opening up a whole new area where you can be fulfilled again, and it's like you've learned to not fill your heart with expectations based on, like, solely based on fantasy, right? Because you have this sort of truth. It brings this sort of truth that you're holding up. It's like that brings the realism to the scene here, which is something that you needed. It's such a huge difference between this Ten of Swords and the Nine of Cups too. Just, it's like a 180, like doing a 180, just an emotional 180. Oh, cool. Okay. So next we have the Page of Wands, which is, it feels like a much fresher energy. Now here you had to be, you had to like kind of wear your big boy, big girl pants with the King of Wands. But I do like that it's underneath it is the Page of Wands because it's a fresher approach, and it feels like there's more variety. You've got more than one kind of flower here that you're holding in your bouquet. And this bouquet is kind of related to your heart. It's not filled with just one thing. You know what I mean? There's there's promise here, and I feel like this Page of Wands is just with all the it's like, I don't know. It's like, I don't know if this is a new kind of lighter, like a lighter vibration around your head here, but I feel like this is going to help lead the way to this Nine of Cups energy. Because you see over here on the King of Wands, it feels very like a little bit fixed. You know what I mean? Which is probably why it was a little bit more difficult to break through and get the right one, get to find the right thing, this sort of truth, because you had to break through some fixed energy. All right, is there another card? I feel like we need a card here because that would make it even. So one more card for Capricorn. Check it out. Oh my gosh. See, it's all working out, Capricorn. It's all working out. So we have the High Priestess. Beautiful. And the High Priestess comes out underneath the moon, which is cool because the High Priestess can see so much. Sunglasses or not at night. That's like her deal. That's her bag, man. She sees in the dark. She sees those things, and it's your intuition. It's almost like you're bringing this higher vibration. Okay, it's like you're tagging along. It's like you've got. It's like here's where you're going or your intention, right? But you've learned not to have all these expectations. So you're bringing this along, and you're delivering. It's almost like you're delivering this request to your higher self or something, and because you see how you've got this bouquet here, and the High Priestess, it's like she receives your request. She's got the bouquet right here, and it's like she turns it, she adds color to it. She she provides the gold, right? She she makes it gold, and she's looking straight at it. It's like she's looking straight at this bouquet, this request, whatever that you're bringing to her, which is really you, right? And on the other hand, she has this pomegranate. It's like you're going to get to the Nine of Cups, and you've learned a lot. And now it's like your intuition has been totally enhanced. Like you've learned not just like practically, with this experience, but you've learned spiritually as well. It's very nice. It's so cool how you've gone from, like, I don't know, I mean, it's all in the reading, but it's like you've gone a long way in what seems to be a very compact period of time, and it's cool. It's like I love those like those little mini bursts of soul growth that we have, where you weren't really expecting it, but it was needed. You know what I mean? It's really cool. I like it. All right, Capricorn. So this is your reading, and I thank you for being here. I thank you for embracing your inner mystic, and I'll see you next time. Bye, Capricorn.